Oh, hey there.
Hey,
So, do you guys know Bob Cameron? He's amazing.
how we doing?
Bob, you own Tropic Air and Heat, right?
We do own Tropic Air and Heat, yes.
And tell me about your company.
Our company has been in business since 1986, if you can believe that. Yeah.
I thought it was 95 because that's when I started using it.
Yeah, no, I was long before that. 86 we started Tropic
You were just
Air.
like this big then.
I was 26 years old, so if you do the math,
We can't.
I'm not,
Then you're 27 now.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah,
That's
it
Look how
hadn't been
young
that
you
long
look.
ago.
Look
Yes.
how young you look.
Yes.
All right, so today you got all the heat and air finished, and all the ducts and registers and all that stuff. But I'm curious about the Ecobee. Tell me about that.
Okay, the Ecobee. The Ecobee, we prefer the Ecobee over the Nest because we definitely have less control problems with them. The Nest, sometimes we lose signal as far as what wires are hooked up and things like that. And so there's a few more glitches that we run into with them. So we prefer the Ecobee. The Ecobee is a kind of an intelligent thermostat. It can be Wi-Fi hooked up. You can work through your Alexa systems and things like that kind of make it a little bit easier. But
So I can control that from anywhere in the world off my phone?
with your phone, yeah, absolutely, yes.
I feel like I got a couple of those in my house that you put in.
Yeah, you know, and if you have Alexa hooked up in your house, they have different versions of this. They actually have one that Alexa is built into it, which is a little bit more expensive, but you can just kind of tell it
It's
what
just
to
money.
do. It's just money,
They just
absolutely.
print more of it all the time.
Yes, yes.
80% of the money that's printed right now was printed
Yeah.
this last year.
Yeah, and with Alexa, my brother has one in his house, and he has it play Convoy all the time. When he comes in, Alexa, play Convoy, and it comes through his thermostat. So
That is so sweet.
yeah, so sweet. Yeah,
So sweet.
so annoying. So if you have anything Alexa in your house, and my brother goes through, Convoy will be playing because that's his thing. So.
Oh, Mike.
Yeah, poor Mike.
Oh, Mike.
That is his deal. But yeah, we like them a lot because they are, a reasonably priced one. They have a different, span of what a price control in them. And
So how much would one of those cost? Like install?
Install, basically, you're starting out at about $225.
That's
and
cheap.
And you can get up to, $300 for the better ones, the ones that will have more stuff
Just a
built into
little
them.
bit more to go first
Just
class.
a little bit more, You get into different ones, and they will have sensors that you can set throughout your house.
Yeah,
And so,
I got some of those.
so it can control the temperature from your room rather than where the thermostat is located.
Or like in the bottom of my closet, which is where I keep mine. I'm like, I want that to be the perfect temperature.
Absolutely, absolutely. So so it does a wide variety of things and can really be very convenient and helpful.
So I know it's a bit late for me to say this in our conversation, but how much does a polar bear weigh? Enough to break the ice. Hi, I'm John. Oh, hey there. So we're here with Josh with Tropic Air and Heat.
How's it going?
Awesome. Now, a lot of times people tell me, John, I don't have time for your silliness. And all I got to say is, manage your time better. Because you need to make time for my silliness if you don't already have it. Now, Josh, you guys did all the heat and air here, right?
Yes.
And then this is a thermostat for a mini split. So a lot of people talk about mini splits, but I have no idea what does that even mean.
Okay, so it is a smaller unit. This is a high static, low static unit, and
What does that mean?
so it's the volume of air is going to flow faster or slower, depending on if it's high or low. And here we have this LG mini split thermostat, and the good thing about this is it is a communicating system, and just like other thermostats, you can set it to different modes. This auto mode that it has here, you can adjust your heating and cooling zones that you want it in. If it falls in that zone, it'll be off. If it goes above the cooling number, it'll come down to cool. If it goes below the heating number, it'll go up to heat.
So it just keeps you in a comfortable place, and it either heats or cools it.
Yes, and it
Automatically.
is a lot more energy efficient.
Automagically. That's so cool. So a mini split is usually in a smaller area, right?
Yes.
So in this case, this mini split is just for this bedroom, the bathroom, and the closet.
Yes.
And then there's another unit for the downstairs and another unit for the upstairs.
It's a lot smaller unit as well. So
Because if you want just your bedroom to be like, ooh, it's so chilly, this is a good option.
it is, yes sir.
But also, like, if you convert your garage or
Oh,
have like a shed, not a shed, like an office outside or something like that,
Right.
that would be a good option, right? Or you add on, like you cover your back porch or whatever.
For smaller zones like that, you have a wall hanger.
Right.
It would just be about this big, hanging on your wall, blowing into the room you want to cool or heat.
And do those work well?
They work great.
Are they affordable?
They are a little bit on the more expensive side compared to your traditional unit, but they will save you money in the long run, energy-wise.
So pay now or pay later.
Exactly.
So it's basically the equivalent of either buy a Porsche or buy a Hyundai.
Yeah, you can say
I
that.
feel like that's not a good analogy.
That's a terrible analogy.
That's a really bad analogy. I don't feel like
It'd be the Porsche.
this is
Yes,
this is a Porsche.
yes.
Okay, cool. Well, anyway, thank you for everything that you do. It's because of Valentine's Day.
That's right.
All right, see you on the next one. Bye.
Thank you.
Oh, hey there. One exciting day. So we did some things today. We got heat and air in. That was great. All of our power's on. We've tested everything. All of our lights work and stuff. This still looks a bit rough, but still cool. But soon it will be magical, and that's why I'm showing it to you now. So that later on you'll be like, what? All right, now, take a look. Look at this fan. That is a large fan.
Large donkey fan.
It's not even a donkey. It's just a large fan. And then we got these windows up here. Jimmy got all cleaned up. How beautiful is that?
Oh, how pretty.
This fireplace right now doesn't look like much, but we're gonna get it cleaned up and we're gonna put metal. Angel and Sylvester are gonna come put metal, just like on the roof up here. It's gonna be amazing and fantastical. And then everywhere we've got paint done, we've got doors in, we're starting to put trim up, and tomorrow you're gonna be like, that is such a difference. It's gonna be amazing. All right, now, what I wanna talk to you guys about is this. Stop riding the fence, okay? Stop. Let me tell you what I'm talking about. I know so many people that are like this. I want to be a Christian because, like, I want to go to heaven and stuff. I'm like, good choice. And they're like, I also want to do a bunch of drugs. I want to go to strip clubs. And I'm like, I feel like they're contradictory.
A bit.
Maybe it's time to make your decision, right? When I was younger, a lot of people talked about purgatory. And so when I finally became a Christian, I looked in the Bible and I read the Bible cover to cover, and I was like, okay. I kept thinking, like, where's the part about purgatory? And I got to the end, I'm like, it's not in here.
You're not Catholic enough.
Well, I'm not Catholic enough, I guess. But in fact, in Revelation, in the last book of the Bible, Jesus says, I wish that you were hot or cold, but because you're neither, because you're lukewarm, I'm going to spit you out of my mouth. Well, that's a pretty terrifying thought, right? I decided just to be, like, yeah, I want to do the right thing, kind of. I know the right things to say. I want to be good. I'm not gonna.
Can't I just be goodish?
Yeah, can you just judge me on what I should have eaten, and the exercise I should have done,
I
and
almost
the
got a salad.
prayers I should have said? I thought about salad a lot while I was eating deep fried greasicles. So maybe it's time to make the decision and commit to stop riding the fence and be like, you know what? Either number A, which I wouldn't choose personally, I'm going to go ahead and just be a devil worshiper. Yep. I'm just going to make the best of my last however many days I've got left here on earth. And then I just know that after this, eternity is going to suck, right? Forever. You can make that decision. I wouldn't. Or you're like, you know what? I don't want to do these things anymore. I think I'm going to give it 100% to God. I'm going to stop riding the fence. I'm going to do the right thing. That's my advice for you, is just to do that. So I will see you guys soon. Oh, hey there. So today, we have put in some baseboards and trim. Now, they're not all caulked yet, but what a difference, right? All of a sudden, you can see the contrast. You can see, like, oh, that's gray paint, not white paint, and that's white next to it, and it just makes such a difference. So speaking of things making a difference, when you see the before and after, okay? I want to tell you a story about a man named Saul. I don't know if you know who that is. You guys know who he is?
Yeah, that's Paul.
Thank you, it's Paul. So here's what happened, okay? Saul was a zealous man. He was a righteous man. He was a Pharisee, okay? So this was a very religious person who believed strongly in the Jewish faith, so much so that he was like, Christians are bad. And he went and he was there when the first Christian was martyred. When Stephen was martyred, Paul was there and he helped with that. They stoned him to death, right? Yep. And I stood where that happened. I stood there. Not at the time, 2,000 years later.
I'm glad you cleared that up.
Yeah, I don't want you to think I'm as old as you think I might be.
Methuselah, you look great.
So, Saul was hunting down Christians and killing them. That's what he was doing. Like, his life's mission was, I will find Christians, I will trick them, and then I will take them before the council, and then I will have them killed. And I will stand there in approval while they die. That is what I'm going to do with myself. And he did, for a time. And then you know what happened? He was on his way to Damascus when all of a sudden a big light came, a bright light, and everybody that was with him saw the light. Imagine you were in a convoy, a bunch of people were maybe on camels or horses or whatever. Everybody there is like, that is bright. And then he heard a voice and he said, Saul, Saul, why do you persecute me? And he goes, I don't know who you are. And he said, I am Jesus Christ that you persecute. And he said, it's hard for you to kick against the goads. Now, we don't know what those are, but they're like a farming tool that have sharp points, right? And there's a use for the tool in farming, but if you're kicking against that, ouch.
Ow.
Yeah, no. Imagine in sandals or something, you're like, no, hard pass. And what he was saying is, you're fighting against God. That's a dumb move. You're not going to win that argument.
Gonna lose.
Yeah, he's bigger than you. He's just like this. I got things to do.
Yeah. Let me smite you later.
Yeah, it's cute. I'm going to get to you soon. Anyway, so then he became completely blind. He had scales over his eyes for 3 days. But he had this vision that was like, you need to go and you need to find this guy. And he went and found this guy. And that guy's like, I'm a Christian. And you kill Christians.
Yeah.
Are you trying to trick me? But he got a vision from God that was like, Saul's coming, and when he does, you help him. And so he prayed, and after 3 days, the scales fell from his eyes, and he could see. And then, because there was such a radical change in his life, he became Paul. Saul became Paul, right? Because Saul was dead, and now Paul was a new creation. Just like we can be a new creation in Christ as well. So when this happened, he started trying to go to all the Christians, like, hey man, I'm a Christian too. And they're like,
go away.
I've seen some of my friends who I know who fell for that trick, and they're dead now.
Seen this one before.
Yeah. But somebody posted a meme recently, and I shared it. And it said, when Paul came into heaven, he was welcomed with shouts of joy from the people he martyred.
Yep.
Think about that. When you're thinking, I can't forgive somebody because what they did was so bad. Saul killed people. He hunted them down and killed them for doing nothing wrong. And when he came into heaven, they were like, hey brother, we're so happy that you're here. By the way, Paul also wrote most of the New Testament. Okay, he didn't write Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. He didn't write Acts, but basically from Romans to James, he wrote all that. Like, see, he wrote Romans, 1st, 2nd Corinthians, Galatians, Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians, Thessalonians, 1st and 2nd Thessalonians, and so on and so forth. And so that's a huge portion of the New Testament that we read and go, what that guy says is gospel truth. And yet, had you known him earlier in life, you're like,
Yeah, that guy's wrong.
that guy kills people literally for doing the right, for doing the right thing. Mm-hmm. And I just want that to be an encouragement to you. If you're like, you feel like you've gone too far, God can forgive you. And if you feel like somebody's gone too far with you, you can forgive them. All right, we're going to get back to work, because if we don't, nobody will.
And John won't forgive himself for that.
I can't forgive myself. I've just done too much. I mean, I've done so many things throughout my life, like literally every bad thing you could do. But if I don't get back to work, I don't know. No. Oh, hey there. That's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't look over here. I've been working hard all day. Sorry, guys. Whew. So we poured the pan today, and that's pretty much it. That's not true.
No,
that's not true. But I did want to show you, this is before, and then afterwards you're like, John, what a tremendous difference this makes. I'll be like this. I know, right? Wait for it. Lights. I love it. Okay, so we are going to put a subway tile in here. We're going to have a couple corner shelves. we're gonna have cool ledges right here. We're gonna do glass and then a pivoting glass right here. And then we're gonna have this black and white hexagon tile on the floor. So,
Nice.
and then we're gonna do the same thing. So over this tub, I wasn't really taking a bath. I don't know if you knew that. We're gonna hook this tub up. We're gonna put tile back behind it and make this little box so that you can put candles and things like that on it, and then have a faucet. That's exciting, and we'll do tile upstairs tomorrow as well. I'm gonna show you this closet real quick. Wait for it. Oh, come on now.
Oh.
So, we got the his closet over here, and allow me to demonstrate. Lots of room, right? But, look at the hers closet. Lots more room.
Yeah, twice as much.
Now look, he's lucky, because most guys are gonna get about this much room. And the girl's gonna be like, I'm taking all the rest of that and all the rest of the closets in the house. And you're like, seriously? Not nice. Not nice. All right, so I'm excited for several reasons. Number A, tomorrow night is the premiere for Washington's Armor, and I think that's the premiere for the people that were in it. So,
Aww.
no offense to everybody with gobs of money that wants to come see it, but on Friday they're releasing it on digital. So, watch this. It's
not
amazing
the
with
same.
them. Very honored to have been a part of that, a small part, but still. And then Friday, I get to meet with the city of Kennedale about possibly moving forward with my neighborhood, so I'm excited about that.
Yes.
Now, that reminds me, sometimes you're like, you know what? If you don't do this, then I'm gonna do this. And you give them an ultimatum. It never works. Not one single time in the history of working has that ever worked. Every single time, people are like, okay, I'm gonna give you an ultimatum. And it's always like the easy choice, right? Like,
Right.
okay, if you don't just move this piece from here to here, I'm not giving you $1 million and you're gonna die. And they're like, I'm not gonna do it. Every single time, you're like, why?
Move the piece for
I don't understand why people are so pig-headed, but I do know this. If you're thinking, I'm gonna give an ultimatum to whomever, your spouse or your kid or your employee or your boss or whoever in the world, you're like, I'm gonna show them, I'm gonna give them an ultimatum. If you don't have this done by this deadline, then blah, 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 you will be disappointed. I'm sorry, it's true. You will be disappointed. Off we go. Hello there. Welcome to your, what's today, Thursday? Welcome to your Thursday installment of John Works Too Much. All right, so today, Washington's Armor premieres tonight, so we gotta leave early, but we did lay a little bit of tile. Not as much as I wanted to, but it's bitter cold outside. I'm gonna show you that in a second. All right, so this is subway tile. It's white. We did these ledges here, here, and here. I think it's beautiful. Then coming down, we got black penny tile in here, and then we got black soap dishes, and then black hardware. And obviously the shower head's not on right now, but what an amazing difference, right? And then take a look over here. This bathtub, I think it's rock and roll, is gonna just sit over here, and then we're gonna build a little thing for that. But we're gonna do that soon, but not today. This is just dust. It's okay.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it really is beautiful. Okay, so many times, probably 6 or 17 times a day. Also, I'm not good with numbers. People say to me, John, I am worried that I won't be a good witness, and I don't know how to give my testimony. And so somebody many, many moons ago said to me, people worry about this, but they don't think it through, all right? If you're called in court to give your testimony and you're a witness, you're not the judge, you're not the prosecutor, you're not the defense attorney, you're not the jury. Your job is to walk in, and then they ask you questions, and you tell them what you saw and what you heard. And if that doesn't convince them, maybe somebody else will give their testimony. And then maybe over time, that's a convincing argument. Somebody goes, you know, I think I want to be a Christian because I'm tired of being an idiot. So don't fret too much. If you're thinking, I wonder what the perfect thing is to say, there's not really a perfect thing to say, all right? So an interesting thing is that God speaks to us each in our own language. And I don't just mean English and French and Spanish and Swahili or whatever. What I mean is that there are things that God shows to me, and it's like, hey, this would take a lifetime to know what I'm talking about. But he just, in a flash, says, you see this thing? It's like that. I'm like, I know what you're talking about. You don't have to explain the whole thing to me. I get it. And so I think there are people that you're put into their lives at strategic points, unbeknownst to you, that person needs to hear exactly what you got to say. So don't be ashamed and don't be afraid. Now that we've got that done, I want to demonstrate the difference. I'm sure that you can tell just by the way that I look right now that it's warm and it's comfortable inside this house. Which is wonderful because that means the spray foam is working, the insulation is working, and so is the heat in it. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Billy and Sharon. Now allow me to demonstrate how cold it is outside. What a beautiful fan. Are you guys ready? Put on your jackets or whatever you need to do to watch this. All right, ready? Okay. Can you hear the wind? Can you feel the wind? Like, is it blowing my hair and stuff? Because it's cold. It is not even gusty. No, let's stay out here for a while because I think that, it's so comfortable. I'm gonna be, I think I'm gonna start wearing a crop top out here, and then when I go inside, I'm gonna wear a parka. I don't understand stuff. Not even a little bit. I think you guys get the point. Now I definitely want to go back inside. My teeth are getting cold. Hello. So, I want to show you guys what we're going to be working on very soon. This bathroom looks wonderful. I feel like it's missing something. What do you think, Jimmy?
Tile?
Yep,
Toilet?
that's it. We're going to put some tile on this, probably tomorrow, but I do have a meeting with Kennedale. I don't know how long it's going to last. So, I wanted you to see it before, so you're like, that's really beautiful. So then later you'll be like,
Don't it purdy?
So, on the list of reasons why I hate winter, I'm gonna go ahead and put this one on. When it gets to be winter time, think about all the animal kingdom. What do? They eat a bunch of stuff, they put on a bunch of winter fat, which is like a fat coat that goes underneath your skin, and then their fur grows thicker, and then they go hibernate.
They lay
Find
down.
someplace warm, and they snuggle up with each other, and they pass out for 3 or 4 months. Here's the problem. I can't do that because I work too much. So my body's like, you want to just eat everything? I'm like, no. It's like,
I think you do.
pretty sure you want to eat everything. Like, no. Doesn't hot chocolate sound delicious? I'm like, yeah.
I think it does.
Drink all of it. I'm like, shut up, body.
Buddy, you're stupid.
I'm making you a fat jacket that you can wear underneath your skin. I'm like, I just take my jacket off. Watch this, body. Check it. When the summer comes, and my body's like, I don't think so. No. You should probably eat everything. Look at all those cookies. I'm like, they do look delicious. Eat all of them.
They are good.
I'm like, body, stop it. This is horrible.
You're embarrassing me.
Yeah, seriously. When people look at me, they're like, look at the fat guy, and I'm all like, where? Like,
It's just cold. Shut up.
It's just cold. Oh, my body's so fat. You don't understand. Man, if I lived in Alaska, I'd be about 800 pounds. I'm not even kidding. So anyway, hopefully the sun will come out again one day, and then I can get my swimsuit body ready. But right now, I'm not so ready. All right, I'll see you later. Oh, hi there. So I want to show you guys real quick what we worked on this morning. Now, I had to go do some other stuff, but look at this cool closet. This is a pantry, right? So look at all these shelves. So much room for activities. All right, now, moving on. I don't want to, look, if you go in the closet, eventually, and this is embarrassing, you have to come out of the closet, so. I'm out of the closet. Everybody. All right, so about 8 or 19 of you guys have asked me how the premiere went last night for Washington's Armor. And I just want to say, what a joy and what an honor that was, okay? First of all, the movie's excellent. The amount of time and the amount of money and effort and attention to detail on every little thing, all the costumes, all the accent or accent coach, like all the people that went into making that, and just the level of excellence on that movie was like an honor to work with. Also, everybody was super friendly and nice and professional and successful people, and I just had an absolute blast. And I hope you guys go out and find it. It's going to be on Epic TV, which is Epoch, sorry, EPOCH TV. They're doing a world premiere, I think, today, all around the world, which is great. And then also it's going to be on, I'm going to get this wrong, NTD or something like that. Some other, I'll put a poster up. So look at that. But look at that movie because it's amazing. And I think that you really like it. And I've got about 10 seconds where I'm like, "Rah!" with my musket running across the river with splashes and whatnot in the epic battle scene. And everybody's like, who are you? Nobody important. I'm this dude. I'm like a fly. Speaking of flies, let's come in here for a second. All right, so Jimmy pointed this out yesterday. Now, I don't know if they're still here, but yesterday there was 2 flies hanging out in here, okay? And he pointed out, and Jimmy's pretty much a genius, that flies like what's normally in a bathroom. Okay, there's a couple things that they like. They like candy and they like poop.
So candy in the bathroom often?
There wasn't any candy in here. To their disappointment, there also wasn't any poop yet. But I feel like these two flies were like, we can see ahead into the future, and this is a place, this looks like the kind of a place where poop will be one day.
It'll be our paradise.
And they will love it, and they will have lots of fun. However, I think flies don't have a very long lifespan, and so sadly, I think they're ahead of their time, like so many other creatures have been. And so I think later on, other flies will honor them and be like, this is a place, a massive place, like a temple, if you will, to poo and pee.
It's a religious poo zone.
Yes. Where it's like an epicenter, like a mecca, where flies can come and do their feeding.
Like the Gaza Strip, the Coffin Strip.
Yes, it's very similar to that. But sadly, I think that these two flies have left this earth already. We might have something to do with that. I'm not admitting that in case you're a fly cop, but let's just say I could be wrong. If you miss phone booths, just imagine how Superman must feel. Think about that. All right, so we are going to put some blinds in. We put some blinds in already. Bang, 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 bang. But we're about to put these in. And I want to demonstrate, if you're fast, how you can put in blinds. Okay, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
So, you're going to get from Chuck. Or just 2 clips. They're easy. Okay? Now, we're going to. This is in real time. So you'll be like, wow, that's really easy. Put this in here. Ready? And then on this one. Flush with the outside is better, I think. But you can put it wherever you want. You can be stupid if you want to. I choose not to be because, you know, science.
Science and stuff.
Yeah. Okay, now we've done everything that requires a tool. Hold on. Now we've done everything that requires a tool. Now here it gets really complicated. Ready for this?
I'm ready.
All right. All right, and then, oh, okay. Pull them down, they're cordless, right? Gotta take out all this cardboard. That's a lot of work. That's probably the hardest part,
yeah.
Yeah. It's exhausting. Okay, and now what? Still 2 more steps. I haven't timed this, but I think it's not a lot.
Like 30 minutes probably.
Yeah, could be 6 or 29 minutes or so, I don't know. And
Or
then,
maybe 2.5 minutes tops, 1.5.
boom, goes the dynamite. And then, blinds come down. Oh, isn't that amazing? Yeah. So I hope you guys learned something. I hope you're doing something wonderful. I know I'm going to, so I'm going to leave early today because I have a friend that I need to attend to and then a concert I need to go to, so love you guys.
John, quick, someone's having a heart attack.
Wait, what?
Someone's having a heart attack.
No. Oh, this will help. This saves lives.
Winner.